Hi there, I'm Mike, and this is Our Wyoming Life.
When it comes to equipment on the ranch, the tractor is the backbone. And when it comes to tractors, we have many different types and sizes. From small to medium to large. From multi-use tractors to single-use machines. Every tractor around here pulls its weight. And although they can be high maintenance and sometimes a royal pain, they are a huge tool and a huge part of what we do every day on the ranch.
Rarely is there a day when I'm not in a tractor for one reason or another. Whether to feed cows, move manure, lift or move material, or just to move the tractor out of the way to do something else. Today, we're going to take a look at our three big tractors. These are the powerhouses of the ranch. When you think of a tractor, you have to think of it as a power supply. Not many people take their tractors out for a cruise. In fact, tractors are a tool to power another tool about 95% of the time. Later on, we'll take a look at implements and attachments and the difference between the two. But for right now, let's get in and fire one of these beasts up and go through the basics of each tractor.
This is our main tractor. It's a John Deere 6420. It's a 110 horsepower machine, and as you can see, it's equipped with a front-end loader. We use this tractor year-round. In the winter, it's our main feeding tractor, used with a spear on the front end for picking up bales and a spooler on the back for rolling out the bales for cows to eat. This tractor is the easiest to drive. It's the Cadillac of our tractors, and if you can run a riding lawnmower, you can pretty much jump in and take it for a spin. The door opens just like any car door, and you climb up a small ladder and take a seat. The seat itself is pretty comfortable. It's an air ride seat, meaning that there's a bladder that air is pumped into underneath the seat to give you more suspension and a smoother ride. Tractors don't have much in the way of suspension, so when you are in a tractor for hours a day, you really appreciate a little cushion on the tush. Once you're inside, it's a matter of starting it up. It's a diesel engine, so you turn the key and let the glow plugs warm up just a little. But because it's almost 80 degrees today, they warm up super quick. But in the dead of winter, and if the tractor has been outside, it can take up to a minute to warm the plugs. Once the tractor gives you the okay, you can start it up. A quick look around might overwhelm you a bit, but John Deere makes it pretty simple with some color coding. Anything with the color orange on it has something to do with getting you and the tractor rolling. On the left side of the steering wheel is your direction selector, forward or backward, and on the right is your throttle. This tractor is as close to an automatic transmission as any tractor you can get. You don't have to select gears, and although you can control the power output, for now, we'll leave it in automatic mode. Before we can move the tractor though, we have to make sure our loader is up and we aren't dragging our front end through the ground. The joystick on your right armrest controls the front end loader. Back is up, forward is down, left and right controls the tilt of whatever attachment you have on at the time. We lift up the front end, choose our direction, give a little throttle, and away we go. Steering is just like a car, although it's a bit more touchy as it's controlled by hydraulic cylinders, not a direct linkage like a normal car. The 6420 is our newest tractor and our most heavily used. Like I said, it's used all winter long feeding, and in the summer, it'll see plenty of hours during haying. If it does break down, we still need to be able to feed the cows, and that's why we have an almost identical tractor, the John Deere 6410. It's older, and the controls are a bit different, but still following John Deere's orange to go color scheme. This tractor, however, has a manual transmission. You have 16 gears to choose from. The main gears are labeled A, B, C, and D, and the secondary gears are 1 through 4. A being the slowest, and D being the fastest. Again, you run the front end with a joystick on the right. This tractor is equipped with a bucket and grapples, which can be used to move anything from hay bales to scrap material. You select your gears, a direction of travel, and let out the clutch. This tractor gets used if our main feeding tractor is down for some reason, but it gets most of its use during haying, pulling implements, such as a mower, a rake, or a baler. The last tractor we're going to look at today is our farm tractor. It's a John Deere 4055, and the first thing you'll see that's different from the other two is that it doesn't have a front end loader. This tractor is used strictly for pulling, and it's used mostly during haying, or if we have to till or cultivate a field prior to reseeding. This tractor is a completely different animal to drive. No orange to give us a clue, although John Deere did try to help out by making some of the levers red. But it's still relatively simple. The entire system is controlled from your right-hand side. 1 reverse gear and 15 forward gears, selectable by just sliding this lever up. The other big difference about this older tractor is the way you turn it off. You can turn the key and it'll just keep on running. You need to pull this knob out to shut it off, cutting off fuel supply to the engine. The other big question I get about the tractors, and mostly coming from people who are inside them, is how the hell do I get out? Door handles on the inside are not like a normal car. On the newer tractors, it's a matter of squeezing this somewhat hidden lever inside to pop the door open. And on the 4055, it's kinda awkward with this lever, allowing you to escape. Those are the basics of getting in and getting a tractor moving, but they're a lot more complicated than just that. The multiple levers, switches, and other doodads are there to control implements and attachments. This is where things can get interesting and even be a little dangerous. The number of implements and attachments for tractors such as these are countless, from buckets and loaders to mowers and balers. First, let's take a look at the difference between an implement and an attachment. Attachments are any additional or supplementary devices that attach to the tractor, like a front-end loader. Our front-end loaders allow us to use a number of attachments, like our bucket, but they are easily taken off and replaced with another tool that might work better for the job. 2 pins are all that hold the bucket on the front-end loader. After releasing the hydraulic hoses that control the grapple on the bucket, we can slide it off the tractor and attach either forks or our spear. Implements usually attach to the back of the tractor and are tools that are used in some specific activity, such as plowing or harrowing or even mowing. There are 2 ways to attach implements. We have a regular hitch or drawbar on the back of the tractor, which can use a pin to attach an implement. Or some tools use these arms, called a 3-point hitch, which is controlled from inside the tractor. You basically back up to an implement, line up your pins, and lift it using this controller, which allows you to select the height at which you want to carry your implement. It also allows you to control how deep you put your implement, such as this plow, into the ground, and hold it at a steady depth as you move through a field. Other implements, such as this mower, require power from the tractor to run, in this case, to spin the blades. This is accomplished by using the tractor's PTO, or power takeoff, a gear that extends from the back of the tractor, and by connecting this shaft to that gear, we can move the power into the gearbox that spins the blades and cuts the grass in an 8-foot swath. There are a ton more implements and tools we will be using throughout the year, and as we get into haying here in a few weeks, and I will show all of them to you as we go along.
Well, I've got my new summer straw hat on, and I only point it out because this is as nice as this hat's ever going to look. Every spring as the weather heats up, I retire my black hat for the summer and switch to the straw. Mostly because it's cooler, but also because I can guarantee by the end of the summer, this hat will be destroyed. We'll track it and its damage along the way, but yes, this is as nice as it's ever going to look. Next weekend, we're going to be branding, and on Saturday, our first ever live feed as we set up cameras to bring you right into the action. I'll post details later this week with times and all that good stuff, so you can join us as we brand, barbecue, and drink a little beer. Maybe not in that order. So follow us on Facebook for all the details on that. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about the tractors and a few of the tools that we use with them. Like I said, as we move through the summer, we will be getting more in-depth with the many other vehicles and tools that we use as well. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you at branding. Thanks for joining us in Our Wyoming Life.